Hassan, you might know that universal basic income is one of the proposals of one of the major presidential candidates. You do have a program about it, so can you share why you decided to take that on and what you've learned so far?
First of all, I'm not sure that universal basic income is the right solution. It's one that we want to test, but here's the problem. The problem is that I think all repetitive human work, which is 75–80% of what most of us do, is going to be done better by machines in the next 10 years. And this is a shift that most people never live through. We will live through once in our lifetimes, but this is on the order of the Industrial Revolution, the Agricultural Revolution, and this is what technology does. It has small periods where it gets a little better, and then all of a sudden something fundamentally comes along that reshapes how our entire society works, how we live together, what we do with our time, what our economic system looks like, what our social system looks like. And I think what's about to happen is going to be on that order. And because it doesn't feel that different than what's happened in the last 10 or 20 years, I don't think we're paying enough attention to it. So the question is, what happens when 75%, 80% of the jobs that exist today look very different or don't exist at all in 10 or 20 years? This is in no one's living memory. We can read history books about this, and I suggest that you do. It's pretty interesting. But we have a major, major change to get through. And we, all of us, you know, the people that work on technology, I think it's our responsibility, or at least we're certainly going to be held responsible by the people whose lives we change as AI rolls out. So the question is, what happens on the other side? And how do we get through the middle? The other side I'm more optimistic about. Human demand is limitless. People will find new things to do, new things to want. There will be new jobs, even if we can't imagine them today. Probably someone in 1800 couldn't have imagined computer programmers as a job either. However, it's going to be a very rough transition, and it's going to happen faster than the agricultural revolution and the industrial revolution happened. And so, how do we get through it? How do we give people enough money to live on who get displaced? How do we give people the same sense of purpose, fulfillment, social structure, validation that they get from a job today? And that's what we're trying to study. Universal basic income is one idea. I don't think it's the entire thing. I think you also have to think about retraining new social structures. But specifically, what we're studying with universal basic income is not what people think. So when politicians talk about universal basic income, it's always about cost. How can we possibly afford this? How can this ever make economic sense? And I think this is one of the stupidest arguments in the world. If the AI really does come and take all the jobs, it will do that because it can do them for free. And so the cost of a really good quality of life will go down a huge amount, factor of 10, maybe factor of 20. And it's not that hard to imagine a world where you can tell a really smart robot to go dig up raw material, refine it, and build you a house for the cost of energy and land. And no one thinks about this. So the cost is not an issue to me. If all the jobs go away, the good news is the cost of a really good quality of life is going to come way, way down. We'll easily be able to afford this. What I don't think people have really addressed or studied is, what does this do to communities? What does this do to people's fulfillment? If no matter how much people complain about their jobs, they like having somewhere to go every day. They like to be needed. They like being important. They like having colleagues. They like having a sense of mission in their lives. And what are we going to replace that with? So what we're studying is that. What systems build up in a community when no one needs to work, and what do people do for these sort of very human needs? The study will run for 5 more years, and hopefully we get some good data out of it.